the first card that really jumped out at me here is, let me just talk about this. Once again, this is a card overall about the family unit, okay? And as well, you know, people with very, very different like life experiences. So this is your family, but I'm saying like everybody within the family unit. Children grow up and they leave the nest and they make decisions on their own, right? And then you, likewise, your parents want you to do something. Your parents might want your siblings to do something. And everyone is just kind of like flying the nest or fleeing the nest and doing their own thing. And you might have rebellious siblings. You might also have, you know, a lot of strife in the family. There is love. I feel like there's stability and there's love. But it just feels almost as if parents' expectations for children are not abided by. Okay. And then also children's expectations for parents. Children might want a lot more independence that the parents are not able to give. So I feel like some issues within the family coming to a head regarding what we want from other people, regarding what people expect from us, and regarding how and whether or not it's possible to even fulfill these family expectations. I feel a lot of you are coming from big household where there is a lot of just, you know, people talking like aunts and uncles talking about their kids, and then your parents talking about you and comparing, you know, you with your cousins and things like that. And you're just like, oh, I just don't want to be talked about in that way. I don't want to be compared to other people, and it's not appropriate. So I feel like there's this sense of like feeling very tired, feeling very like exhausted about, you know, having to live up to family expectations, having to live up to abide by certain rules, abide by certain family customs even, or even, you know, like cultural customs. So this month, I feel like the issues regarding what we do as a family and what family are supposed to do for each other, it becomes a little bit of it becomes a little bit stifling. And so you're going to have to, you know, change your perception. You're going to also have to, I guess, like reassess what's really important and reassess, you know, whether or not it's really appropriate for you to abide by things that other people impose upon you. Okay. Additionally, with this card, what I also have as well is, I'm getting a lot of people who might have like who might come from blended families. So I'm getting people who might also be adopted into a family. I'm also getting people who might live with extended, you know, different generations. So for example, you might not live alone. You might live with parents. You might live with in-laws. You might also live with grandparents in the same household. And so there's just too many people in the environment, and it's difficult to navigate this energy. And some of you might be wanting to flee the nest, the safety and security and the financial abundance within the nest, mainly because you need to have your own space. So I feel that if you are of the right age and you feel like you need to get out there and prove your independence, I don't feel like you have anything to prove, but I do feel it would be good for you to test yourself and see whether or not you're capable of having the independence. So I do feel, I've been feeling this for you guys for since April. I feel that it's really important for you to have your own space that you can come to, that can serve as your haven, so that you can, you know, feel comfortable, feel good, and just feel secure. Okay. I'm getting a little bit of an awkwardness energy. This is a card overall about, you know, physical needs. Okay, so let me just say like physical sexual needs. And I feel like some of you might be in a position where you're wanting to date, you're wanting to be intimate with your partner, and you might live with parents, for example. So that's creating a little bit of an awkward situation. Or you might have a lot of roommates and you can't really have people that you love and people that you're dating to come over all the time. So I do feel some issues here about the housing environment interfering with the intimacy in your relationship. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel like some of you need to have your own space. If you are financially able, get your own space, because being in this environment when you are trying to, you know, foster new love relationships, I feel like it's going to be quite challenging. Okay. So that is that. Let's move on to the second message coming through here. This is the card of the Father. Okay, this is the card of the Father. Let me just say this message is not going to apply to all, but it's going to apply to, a few people watching this who are dealing with this. If you've had some very, very tenuous, estranged even relationship with your father, okay, I feel like it is very, very important for you. First of all, they mention here that the father coming from a place, like a place that wasn't very stable and wasn't very healthy, okay? So for whatever reason, they mention for you to be, contact your parents, figure out if they're okay, see if there's anything that they need you to help them with, especially if their mobility is limited, or especially if they're on the older age spectrum, or especially if their health is on the decline. They're saying here is to patch things up and to understand, to like put yourself in his shoes, to understand, what was going on. So if you've had a difficult, tenuous relationship with him, I feel like it would be real. Some things are happening this month for you to kind of like understand where he's coming from and why he made the decisions that he did. So you might not have agreed with everything that he proposed, or the way he behaved, or, the lessons that were taught to you by this person. And for some of you, he might have been very absent in your life. And I feel that it's really hard for you to it's almost like you feel, okay, he wasn't in my life, I'm not going to make the effort to be in his. And so I feel like you are going to be rethinking this behavior, because I do feel he is trying to reach out, and I do feel that he has overcome a lot of bad, negative experiences in his life. He is getting the wisdom and the insights from it, and he is trying to be a better person. He's trying to move away. He's trying to rebuild himself, and he's also trying to, create that space so that he can be more functional, more healthy, and independent as well. So I do feel that, if you have some type of a contact from him, or if he's trying to make amends, give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I feel like, it's always good to give people chances, especially if it is family members, mainly because, those are the most karmic relationships you will have in your entire life. Okay. Let me talk here about your relationship sector, because we have some really beautiful things coming through. You have a new person that is coming into the picture for you. So we have some really beautiful things. Okay. First of all, we have here the Knight of Cups, which is basically finding new love, making a love offer, making a gesture to another person. And we have the Star card, which is a wish fulfillment card. And I mentioned that message earlier. Oh, finally, you're meeting somebody that is really going to blow your mind. You're meeting somebody this month, or you are either already in contact with them. And I feel that you're going to make a grand gesture towards this person because they really blow you away. Okay. This is kind of like a wish come true, meeting the Mr. or the Mrs. Right, and having enough insight, having enough knowledge that you're everything that I'm looking for. And I'm going to, I'm not going to lose you. I'm going to keep you right by my side. I'm going to make you an offer so that we can be in a relationship. So I do feel many of you are going to be meeting somebody who is pretty amazing. Okay. I'm going to do your love reading in a little bit just to pinpoint signs and, zodiac signs and even energies. But I feel that spectacular dating opportunities will be in store for you guys for this month. Singles, I can't stress this enough. This is a once in a lifetime thing. So you definitely want to make yourself available to date. And it's actually weird that it's coming in a Mercury retrograde cycle, but I do feel that this is still going to be a good thing. It's good to put yourself out there, and it's good for you to surround yourself with these people, because I feel like they're going to be very inspiring. They're going to be very, it's going to be a very transformative month for you guys when it comes to dating and relationships overall. Okay. For many of you, we have here a situation from the past. We have communication and things like that coming through from the past. And I do feel that you have somebody here that you might have really, really loved in the past, okay? So we have, once again, offers of love, communication regarding feelings, regarding emotionally opening up. So you are emotionally opening up to other people, or other people are emotionally opening up to you. And there's going to be some type of a letting go of past hurts, letting go of past relationships, so that you're not bogged down by them and you're not like weighed down and not able to move on with your love life. Okay. If you have a person in your life that is communicating with you, that is bringing messages, that is wanting to reconcile, and that is trying to reach out to you, I feel like they're coming a little bit too belatedly, because it feels to me like you have already met somebody else, or you are already seeing somebody else when the person from the past decides to, come back in. So I feel for many of you, you're changing direction when it comes to dating. You're no longer putting your life on hold when it comes to people from the past, and you're really trying to move on. And you have already met somebody, or will be meeting for the month of August. So I feel like this energy can be from now until the end of this year. Okay. So from the month of August until the December timeframe, where the new person will kind of really blow your mind. And I feel like the new person is going to treat you really well, to the point where if you've had trust issues, if you've had codependency issues, if you've had toxic relationship partners from the past, I feel like this person is going to treat you well, so well, and they're going to be very truthful, very honest, very open to communication, and they're going to restore all the, they're going to make you believe in love again. So I feel like the energy is really, really beautiful. What I do sense as well is we have a lot of clean slate energy coming through. Okay. So with the Magician, this is kind of like, you've been wanting this, you can manifest it. And now that it's coming into the picture, you have total control over what you do with it. You're not going to repeat patterns from the past. So this is breaking away from past relationship patterns, breaking away from unhealthy people and unhealthy habits, in order to keep yourself in a space where you can, move on. I do sense overall with this Devil card, this is not just exclusive to relationship. This is more like, I'm not going to, indulge in that type of behavior, like smoking, drinking, having, a lot of, I feel like you are changing your social circle too. You would rather be alone and be on your own, rather than, hanging around with people that vibrationally bring you down. So if they have a tendency to revert to, a lot of recreational activities that might be destructive, okay, let's just leave it at that. I don't feel that you're going to enjoy their company anymore, and I don't feel that you're going to want to hang around them anymore, because it feels to me like you'd rather be independent, you would rather be on your own than be in this type of a low vibrational environment, okay? The other thing that is coming through here is we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is basically catching somebody in the act, okay? Like catching somebody being deceitful, being conniving, doing something that they're not supposed to do, and behaving in a way that is very, very reckless, or even dangerous, or even, just not for their greater good. And seeing this situation and not being able to either talk about it, because I feel like this is something you might have suspected here with the High Priestess, and you're seeing it play out. So you suspected it, and you're actually getting the validation you need and the confirmation that you need. And so this is the month in which you are going to be a witness to this. I feel for many of you, it is linked up here with an fire sign. So this is a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. And I feel like this is a situation where it could be like a friend of yours who is already in a relationship, and they're choosing to step out of the relationship. For others of you, this is an ex in your life that you might have trust issues, you might have a lot of conflict with, and you're kind of catching them in the act this month. And for others, I feel like there is a person from the past trying to come back in, trying to be a part of your love life again, but you have already moved on. So I do feel this month is there's a lot of new beginnings happening for you, and you are definitely you're closing doors on people from the past. You know, being a fixed sign, I feel like fixed signs overall, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpios, and you guys, Taurus. When you love very deeply, and when you care about somebody, you care very deeply, and you are willing to give people multiple tries. And it's not easy for you to walk away. It's not easy. But once you make up your mind, fixed signs, once you make up your mind to walk away, you don't look back. Okay. I feel like Cancerian people have a habit of going back to situations. They have a habit of like loving too much and leaving themselves too vulnerable. But I feel like you fixed signs, Scorpios, Aquarius, Leos, and you guys, you're very, very good about closing doors, slamming it shut, barring it shut, and just, no longer looking back. So this is the month in which some things will be very, very final. Okay. You have already made huge strides when it comes to leaving the past in the past, not being bothered with it anymore, and emotionally just shutting it out and just moving on. So I'm really happy to see this energy for you guys. And I feel that it's going to be quite good. Okay. So moving forward, it's allowing you to move on. It's allowing you to, because you closed the doors on the past, you're no longer looking towards it, and you're going to have new things coming through. Because those doors are shut, it creates a vacuum. So new things are coming in to fill in the void. Okay. So, I'm really happy to see this for you. I feel like it's going to be a really good month. And I also feel, as well, for those who are dating, there's a little bit of awkwardness here with your living situation and wanting to, have a relationship partner in the home. I feel like there's some awkwardness around that. So, figure things out. And, if you want to make the move, if you are financially capable, I feel like it's important to move away.